whenever if you would like to make use of any of the mathematical functions, so we have to include the header file math.h #include math.h. C is alphanumeric alphabet. Whether if the input character, whether it is uppercase or lowercase, if it is alphabet, it returns the value either true or false. Put character. It takes one argument with character to be sent to the output devices. Dear students, welcome to computer science classes. I am Ravi Kumar KR, lecturer in computer science, Vidhyaashram PU College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Students, let us start our discussion with the library functions. Now let us see what are library functions. Library functions are built-in functions that save the programming time. So what are inbuilt or built-in functions? These are the predefined functions available in C++ library. So here we have different built-in functions or library functions. They are mathematical functions, character functions, string functions, and console input output function or console IO function. Now let us discuss these things one by one. Now first one is mathematical functions. Now we are going to discuss few mathematical functions given in the following table. And here these mathematical functions are present in the header file math.h that we have to keep in our mind. So whenever if you would like to make use of any of the mathematical functions, so we have to include the header file math.h #include math.h. Now let us see some of the functions. So here we have sin x, and I think we have many mathematical functions even for trigonometric functions. So here sin x is x. So sine of an angle x measured in radian. So here we have to input the value. So it gives the sine of the value or sine of an angle x. This is the value of x. So in radian. Similarly, other trigonometric functions, cosine, tangent, and again similarly we have exponential function and log of x. If it's a log of x, so it gives the logarithm of the x. X is the value to be input by the user or the programmer. So these are the few mathematical functions. Now let us move on to next slide. And here other functions, SQRT function. Commonly we use the function SQRT. It stands for square root of a given value of x. Suppose we would like to know or find out the square root of the given value. For example, square root of x. Suppose if I write here SQRT of x, if I give value as 4, square root of 4. So x is a value we have to input by the user. So it gives the result square root of x as 2. So this is the meaning of the library functions or inbuilt function. SQRT of x is a library function. It gives square root of the value x. Similarly, next one we have power of xy. We say power or POW reserved x comma y. So here it x raised to the power y. The meaning here is, suppose if I write here POW bracket 2 comma 3 semicolon. So here is POW 2 comma 3 stands for x and y. X raised to the power y. The meaning is 2 to the power of 3, that is equals 8. So here is one of the mathematical function is POW power function. It gives the x value raised to the power of y. Example is this example 2 comma 3, 2 raised to the power of 3, that is equal to 8. So this is another mathematical function. Similarly, we have absolute value of x and FABS of x. See, these are all few mathematical functions we can use in our program. Now let us move on to next slide. Next one is character functions. Now you know what are characters. So it is a character constant and nothing but a single character enclosed within a pair of single quotation mark. So in this example, these are the functions, inbuilt functions to work with characters. So the character functions here, if we want to make use of this, we have to include the header file ctype.h. So all the necessary library functions or everything will be present inside ctype.h to work with character functions. Now let us see few of them. So first one is alpha C. Here C is the value we have to enter by the user or the programmer. So here is alpha C. So here it returns true if C is an uppercase letter or lowercase letter. So what is the meaning of this? C is alphanumeric alphabet. Whether if the input character, whether it is uppercase or lowercase, if it is alphabet, it returns the value either true or false. So here for everything, all the functions return the value. For few functions, return the value as a true or false. So in this example, E is alpha, so C. Suppose if the value of C, if you input either uppercase or lowercase alphabet only, the answer will be true or it returns true. Similarly, is digit C. So here is digit C. In this example, it checks for the input is a digit or not. For example, if you want to give any number between digits means 0 to 9. So if the input value of C is any number between 0 to 9, then it gives the answer as true. Otherwise, it returns false. So this is digit C. Similarly, is alphanumeric character C. Here AL numeric stands for alphanumeric character. So here, if we enter the value of C, either alphabet or a number or a digit, it returns true, otherwise false. So in all the functions, few functions are this, it returns the value either true or false depending on the input given by the user. But here, please understand it is a character function. It accepts only one character as an input. So in this example, next one is lower C. It checks for the input is a lowercase character. If it is a lowercase character, it returns true. Similarly, is upper, it checks for uppercase character. And next one is to upper C. So it converts the C, means the value of the C to uppercase character if it is lowercase character. Suppose if you want to enter the value of C, suppose if you enter the value of C as letter A. This is the letter A. So it is already in uppercase. It returns as A. Suppose if you enter the input value of C as a small letter A, so it converts into uppercase A. So this is to uppercase. And similarly to lowercase c. So if the value of C, what we input is in uppercase, it converts it into lowercase. But if we enter lowercase character, it results exactly as it is. So these are all few character functions of C++. Now let us move on to next slide. Next concept is, or next function is string functions. String function. And actually, if you want to work with string functions, so we have to include the header file string.h. Means we have to write hash include string.h as in the header section or linker section. Next one is, what is the meaning of string? You have learned it. It is a group of characters enclosed between a pair of double quotation mark. Now let us see few string functions available in C++. First one is string length. This is string length function, strlen of s, string length function. It gives the number of characters including the spaces present in a string. Suppose if we enter a string value, suppose if I say value of s equals open double quote, if I say RAVI close the double quote semicolon. In this case, if I say string length of s, so it returns as the value as 4 because in this string there are 4 characters. That is the meaning of this, and even it includes space in between. Next one is string cat s. So string cat, it stands for string concatenation. It's string concatenation. So here CAT S1 comma S2 means it concatenates, means it's going to add at the end of the string. It's going to add, concatenates the string S2 onto the end of the string 1. So the string 1 must be have enough locations to hold the value of string S2. Here, what is string CAT? It stands for string concatenation. It is going to concatenate the second string into at the end of string 1. This is string concatenation. Second example, next one function is string copy. Here, what is string CPY or copy CPY? Yes, here it copies the character of string S2. This is, it copies the character of S2 to string S1. So, it is called string copy. Here, it copies the string S2, the value of string S2 to string S1. So, that is string copy functions. And next one is string CMP, or CMP stands for string comparison function. So, it's going to compare two strings, and the result, it results in integer value either 0 or greater than 0 or less than 0. So, first is going to compare, in this example, is going to compare two string S1 and string 2. If two strings are equal, it results into 0 as an answer, and if it is string 1 is greater than string 1, it returns greater than the value greater than 0, and if string 1 is less than string S2, it returns the value less than 0. So, based on this value, the user has to take the decision, or the program has to make changes according to this, the result of this function, string comparison. So, string comparison is a function, a library function used to compare two strings, and here it results into 0 or greater than 0 or less than 0. So, this is string comparison or string CMP. Now, let us move on to next slide, and here this is another function, string comparison I. It stands for ignoring case. So, by ignoring the case, it works similar to string CMP function, comparing two functions, comparing two strings. Next one is string reverse, REVS, string reverse. So, it converts a string S into its reverse. Suppose here it is a string. Suppose if I write here string S is equals to, suppose if A, B, C is the string. So, if it's a string, if I use a string reverse, it converts this, it results into CBA. So, this is the reverse function or library function, string reverse. It reverses the given string S. Next one is string upper S. String upper S, the meaning is it converts a given string into uppercase string. So, this is similarly what you have said in a character function. To upper means it converts a given character into uppercase. Similarly, it is a string function, string UPR of S. So, it converts the given string S into uppercase string. So, this is string UPR function. Now, in the next slide, we have console IO function. IO stands for input-output function. Here, few functions are available here, and it comes under the header file stdio.h. So, if you want to make use of these any console IO functions, so we have to include stdio.h. That is, under linker section, we have to write #include stdio.h. And now here we have four functions here. One is get character function. It returns a single character from standard input device. So, this is, again, it accepts or it returns a single character from the key standard input device, that is keyboard, and it is put character. It takes one argument with character to be sent to the output devices. So, it put character, it sends one character to the output devices, and get character, it accepts a character from the standard input devices. So, next one is get S and put S. Get S here, S stands for string. So, get S means it accepts a string from the standard input device, and putS is another function. It returns the string to the standard output devices. So these are all console IO functions or console input output function to accept a value, either character or string, from the user and display through that output devices. This is console IO functions. Students, in this session we have discussed about library functions and few library functions of C++. Now let us continue our discussion in my next session. Thank you very much.